This is a brief demonstration of MedTemps, and MedTemps is a very powerful EMR software that works right within Microsoft Word, gives you the ability to create documents, define how those documents need to look, fill out the information in any way that is comfortable to you, whether you're typing using a tablet PC or using speech recognition software. It doesn't matter, you can use any input means you want, and MedTemps allows you to customize the way that the documents look and feel and create the documents. It will then save them to the database and save the clinical information to the database as well. So I'm going to give you a brief demo here just on how documents are created, how the database is updated. There's a lot more features to the program, and if you want a more in-depth demonstration, you can always contact info@trigramtech, trigramtech.com, or visit our website www.trigramtech.com. So if I go in here and I say I want to look up a patient, I can put in some of the patient's first and last name. I'll just punch in their last name and say John Doe, and I'll bring up the patient. I'm now looking at the patient's chart, and if I want to look at the clinical information on this patient, I just look at chart fields, and it gives me all the chart fields that have been defined for this particular system. You can define as many chart fields as you want. So if you're a specialist, you can put your specialty chart fields, whether it's cardiovascular, neurology, any specialty. You can create new chart fields very simply, and they're going to show up right here in the chart field section, and then you can keep track of information. So if I want to look at the family history, it's right there. The social history. If I want to look at the lab value, allergies, medications, you can see it's got all the information here, and I can click through and see what's on this particular patient in any of those sections by just clicking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how when you create a document in MedTemps, it's going to use this information to fill out the document, and then if you change that information in the document, when you save the document, it updates back here to the database. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to just pick an office visit. I'm going to create a document, and you can see that MedTemps has gone through and it's filled out the family, social, meds, labs. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add. I'm going to say and I'm going to say I'll just put avid cycling, and so I've put some new information in. MedTemps also has a nice feature for a macro category, and macro categories give you the ability to embed sections in a document where you can simply select a choice and the choices are definable by you, and it'll fill it out not only with the choice, but it'll fill it out with the specific demographic information for this patient. So you can see right here, I could select angina, and you can see that once I selected angina, it filled in the demographic information for the patient and the referring doctor's name, and I don't have to now fill that out. So it doesn't put a canned description in there. It puts a description that you've defined with the specific demographic information. We also have a toggle feature where I can click here on days, and you see it changes to weeks. I also have a toggle for 1, so if I click on that, it could change to 2. Those are definable by you, and you can create as many of those as you like and embed them throughout your document. So you see I've got some basic information in here. I've changed a little bit here, and we fix that. So I've changed a little information, and now I'm going to save this document. And you see it asks me, do I want to update the chart fields, and I'm going to say yes. And you see the document's been successfully saved. So now if I click on MedTemps and I go back and I'm still in my same patient, so I just say look at the chart fields, you can see where it updated for heart disease, avid cycling, and I think I did the meds here, the aspirin. So it automatically extracted the information out of the document that was new, and it updated the patient's chart. So now if I created a new document for this patient and it had those chart fields, it would fill it out with the latest information. So whether you input the information in the chart field or whether you put the information in the document, the system will always keep the patient's chart up to date. The chart fields are set up to be historical. So as you can see, I click on family history, it shows me the most recent. If I have more records, or if I've had past family history that I've done in the past for this patient, they will show up under history in a chronological order. So I can always go back to the very first visit for a patient and see where their history was or what the clinical information was on that particular chart field at any point in time. This is very helpful in reporting or in querying the database. So if you're looking for a particular patient who has diabetes and was on a certain medication before a certain year, you can do that in the database because the database now has stored that information, and you know when the patient was diabetic, you know when the medications started. It's all in the database. So that's a very basic, brief overview of the system. If you would like more information, we'll be happy to give you more in-depth demonstration. As I mentioned, it's a very powerful system. It's networkable throughout your office. We have clients that use it through a VPN. We have clients that have multiple offices that VPN to one database location. We have the capability to host databases so that if you don't want to have the server and other database information in your office, you can host it on one of our web servers. We have the ability to set you up in a mobile environment so you can take your laptop, or you and other doctors can take your laptops out to remote locations with no internet access and no access to broadband or wireless, and you can do your documentation and come back and synchronize that information with the master database, which will then be shared with any of the other doctors in your practice. So very powerful system, and if you would like more information, please contact us for a more in-depth demo.